sync in here.
All right, y'all. Hey, y'all. Welcome to the show tonight. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Listen, we're excited about being on here tonight. We got a good topic. Should you marry the one that got the money, or should you marry the one because he your honey? We're gonna talk about it tonight. So I tell y'all what, open the show. While we're opening the show, we need y'all to go ahead and share this. I'm gonna share it in my Facebook and all that good stuff. And we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Welcome back. Listen, I hope we have a very good show tonight. Hey, Odessa, how you doing, girl?
I'm good, Queeny May. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Doing fine. Excited about these recent topics we've been having. So, I mean, I'm excited about this one tonight because I heard somebody say, on Instagram that they married for love before, but they married for money now. So I wanted to explore that. What you think about it? You start us out tonight.
I think that initially when you're young and in love, it's a great reason to marry.
Yeah.
Because you're young and in love. And prayerfully you grow together. A lot of times in that instance, one grows and the other one doesn't. A lot of times we're very in love and just excited about the wedding and the bliss. But then when hard times hit, that love doesn't carry them. I myself married for love, but I was 40 when I got married. I think if I got married again, it would be both love and stability, or love and finances, or love because we're both 60 and both second time around. And he basically says, I need to be able to take care of my wife because he's at a different mindset at 60 than he was at 23.
Yeah.
So it depends on what stage you are. And I'm just a romantic person at heart. I think love should be in there. I do not think you should totally marry for stability.
Yeah.
Because what happens if he loses his job?
Exactly. But I wanna get into what you said about the age of it, because when you young, and you caught up, this the love of my life, and we gonna be together, and no matter what our parents say, sometimes you do attach yourself to that person that you just, I'm just in love, or you don't know if you puppy love, lust, or whatever it is. And you ain't even thinking about it's going to be bills. We got kids. We finna, you ain't even thinking about that. This is who I love. You don't think about the struggle, So it's something to explore. This young lady said that she married for love and it was horrible. The love was good, but the struggle was real. So for everybody
But you
that's in
gotta
the,
be, like we say, committed to the commitment. Because
yeah,
there are people that get married at 19 and stay married for 50 years.
yeah,
Do
yeah,
they struggle? Yes. Do they go through hardships? Yes. But they stay committed to the love. They stay there. But then there are others that can't handle it, and they
yeah,
don't.
yeah,
And I
yeah,
think once you say divorce in a marriage, you kind of work toward the divorce. Once
yeah,
it's out there, and once you put that word on it, you
yeah,
work toward it.
yeah, yeah. And it's crazy because you want to, I'm trying to, you want to, I love the way you say committed to the commitment, but it's harder when there's no finances. It's harder when we trying to figure it
Oh,
out.
definitely.
But like you say, you we can start off and everybody got a job. We can
Right.
start off like that. Everybody
Right.
got a job, you know. And then and look what we saying to each other. Oh, you my ride or die. We gonna be
Yep.
together forever. Oh, but when it get tested, oh, Lord
Yep.
have mercy. He done lost a job. You can't live the way you used to live. You know what good times say, you're scratching and surviving.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
you gotta, I've seen people, you know, in COVID, listen, a lot of people broke up after COVID. I'm
That's
gonna
true.
tell you, during COVID, left you know, didn't have that cushy job, the benefits was gone, you know, and now we can't rely on love because now we in the house with each other every day, and I don't think
All
I
day.
like you.
Right. And sometimes you don't,
Yeah,
because you're there all day long.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I think it has to be balanced. I want, and it depends on where you are in your life. You see what I'm saying? Uh, you know, some people they're not, you know, they're in retirement age. They're not looking for
Right. Right.
career. They're not, you know what I'm saying? They on a fixed income and they are very, very happy. You know, and
That's true.
so you find I I've heard of women, men who are on disability and all these different things, and they're not looking for a job, you know, but they want to mate, you know. So let's explore this phrase. You got to pay the cost to be the boss. What you think about that one? You got to pay the cost
You do.
to be the boss.
You do.
Yeah.
The I can remember an instance where I paid all the bills,
Mm-hmm.
and then my husband got a job. My husband at the time got a job, and light bill was 300, and he
Mm-hmm.
paid. He had a
Yeah.
job. He paid the light bill, but then it was keep these lights off. He said nothing about turn off lights until he paid the light bill. I
Right.
paid that bill. Y'all better turn them lights off. Keep them lights off. Why we got that bathroom light on? Why we sleep with the kitchen light on? These are the same habits we've always had.
Yeah.
But you wasn't paying the light bill. So now you got a whole lot to say.
Yeah.
So people
Yeah.
feel when where their money is, that's where their mouth is.
Well, you
They're
know,
thinking if I'm paying it, if I pay it, then I have the last say. I am the boss. Is that
okay.
necessarily true? I don't necessarily agree with it. But if
Well,
you pay, and you're gonna have more to say about everything, as opposed to when you're not financing it.
we hear some people say, I always explore different views of it, and one guy, Christian man, says, it don't matter who bringing in the most money. He's the head of the household. When she bring in the money, if she bringing in money, that's our money. You know, then I've heard a man say, her money is her money and my money is her money. What he was saying is he's a provider.
Right.
You know, you know, because ultimately in our Christian faith, you know, God looks at the man to take care of his own household. And he said, a
Right.
man that can't take care of his household, his children, is worse than an infidel. Man don't work, don't eat, you
Right.
know. And in this day and time, we are not seeing that type of traditional marriage, whether they Christian or not. A man told me, "Hey, I ain't dating no woman that ain't got no job." You know, I ain't, and you see a lot of women that say, "I ain't married no man that expect me to stay at home." Okay,
Okay.
and this also again applies to levels in life. Where are you in your life? You know,
True.
yeah,
And what your household works for you.
yeah, and
Because
that's
what works in your household may not necessarily work in my household.
right,
And
right,
we may be married and we may have grown up on biblical principles, but we may decide to work our life together on other principles.
yeah,
Or we may combine a little bit of what our parents did to our relationship, or we may not do nothing like they did.
yeah,
It depends on what works for you. If he brings home the money, but I am a better budgeter,
right.
then I budget. That does not make him less than a man. That does not make him not be the head of the house. He's just not a good budgeter. And you have people that are like that. If
So
she's working, but he's a better budgeter, he should budget.
you remember that show, Who's the Boss?
Yeah.
Who's the Boss? I want to go back to that right quick because as you was talking, all I kept hearing was who's the boss? Who's the boss? Right back to if you want to be the boss, you gotta, So when you get the job and you make the most money, are you the ultimate say so? Are you the last? Are you the decision maker? Are you the one that says, well, hey, we ain't doing that?
Depending
When
on how you run your house.
does
It
it?
just depends. I mean, you can say face value, she makes the most money, so she is the breadwinner, so she's the final decision maker. But that's not necessarily true. But that's what society has made us think because he's supposed to be the head of the house. But if he
Right.
don't have, my husband have a job. I considered him the head of house.
Yeah.
Now, there were some times that he would say, "You don't treat me like that because you're making the money." No, I think that's your issue, not mine. Because I never said you not the head, and he said, "But you just move like you are." You don't say it, but by the time you get home with your check, you done paid all the bills you're gonna pay. You have distributed the money like you want to without a discussion.
Right.
And that was disrespectful to him. I didn't think it was disrespectful. So we had to we had to have a conversation about it.
And you have to know, and you have to know who you marry. You have
You
to know
do.
who you marry.
You do.
You got to know if you married. Let's talk about dominant and submissive, right? You have to know who you marry. You got some men that they don't care how much money you make. You gonna bring that money and it's gonna go where I say it's gonna go.
Yeah.
You got to know who you dealing with because
You do.
I wasn't working when I got out of my last little long term. I wasn't working when I got with him. He said, "I'm not gonna ask you for no job. Don't worry about it. I got you. I'm gonna take care of you." Then when it got a little rough, he said, "Hey, I'm not you. You gonna have to get a job and you got to take care of you. You gonna have to get a job and take care of you." This is what they call switching up midstream.
Yeah.
Yes, it's switched up, but it's okay because I rose to the occasion and got a job. Now, then it turned into, oh, so you make money now. Oh, so it turned into a rough situation because uh, now I want to claim your money. First, it was this: you need to go get you something and take care of you.
Right.
Now all of a sudden I see that you might be that you making more money than I make. Right? So now I need to know how much money you make, and I need the money. You need to put it in the joint account. You need no. At that point, I was like, no, okay. You told me to get a job to take care of myself. That's what I'm doing. Okay. So a lot of times communication is not, the communication is
Yeah.
so jumbled up. Now, if he would have approached me and said, okay, baby, things are getting a little tight. You know, let's
You
try
need to
to,
get a job so we can help.
so
To
you
help.
can,
Yeah.
you know, then it probably would have had a different outcome. He started saying my bank account. He started saying my money. He started, you know, and before I start working, you know, baby, can I have $20? Baby, he thought I was asking because I, you know, he took it a different way, but I was asking in respect to the fact that you are the breadwinner. I want to make sure when I need something or I got to get some, I'm going to be respectful to whatever budget we have in place, you know, but you have to know who you are with. Because
And all of
sometimes
that has to be discussed.
it has to be discussed, because sometimes you are living in a traditional marriage in your head and they ain't in one.
Right. Right.
And you could be operating a certain way and they don't look, they ain't on the same page with you because you have not communicated what you're doing. You
Exactly.
just you
Exactly.
so,
I agree with that.
yeah. So I mean, I think that we go come into that communication thing heavy when it comes to what do they call it, roles in the marriage, you know.
Mhm.
uh we talked about before about who go, you know, do you fix your man plate?
Yeah.
Lord have mercy, do you fix your man plate? Do um this, okay, let's look at this one. This young lady said that when her husband told her that she needs to get a job and help around there, she said the he still expected her, well, he thought that she was gonna come home and still cook the way she used to cook. She was gonna still clean the way she used to clean. But she explained to him, when I had to go out and get a job just like you, guess what? Some nights I'm gonna be too tired to cook. Some nights I'm gonna be, you know, I'm gonna be I can't, you know, serve it up like it was used to be
Right.
served up.
Right.
Because now you get what I'm saying? So what do you think about that?
It still goes back to communicating, because that should have been said. Well, I can do it. I'm gonna go to work. I know we need the money, but I'm not gonna be able to come home and cook every day. Or are we gonna share the cooking responsibilities? Or are we gonna, but we just say do this, we do it, and think everything is supposed to stay the same, and it cannot. Or
Yeah,
it should be discussed.
yeah, yeah. Cause you know, and I always share my experience on different things. You know, I experienced that too. You know, oh well, you used to do this and you used to do that. And I told myself, you know, I can't go work, you know, 8-hour job like that. You know, come home, and sometimes I'm still driving. You know, then I come home. You want me to, even though some men will cook, some
They
men will
do.
clean, and some men clean better than women. I'm just tell you the truth. But you have to, a marriage ain't 50-50, and people love to say that, oh, marriage is 50-50. Sometimes 80-20, sometimes it's 75-25, you know.
Yeah, it depends on what's going on
Yeah,
and how
yeah,
your life is set up.
yeah,
And life changes almost daily.
yeah, yeah. Let's
And
talk.
you can marry for stability, and he got a good job, he got it going on, he can take care of me, and he get be hit by a truck and his back is out and he can't go to work.
Yeah,
So are you still gonna stay?
are you still gonna stay?
Are you still gonna stay? Because you didn't marry for love,
Yeah.
you married for stability. Now it's a little bit unstable.
Oh my
You
God.
can say it's gonna stay like that, but
Yeah,
in the part where it's not as stable as it used to be, then life happens. So you got to regroup, and
yeah,
people walk out,
yeah.
especially if they get married just for stability.
Just for
So
stability.
I
That's
am
true.
not an advocate of just marrying just because
Yeah.
he got
And
the finances, because finances can change.
they could change. They could change. You know, uh, let's talk about stability. It's the some people's approach to stability is it can be money, and it can be just to be with a person that they know is reliable. You know, are you reliable regardless if the storm hit? You know, if both of us lose our job, you get sick, That's why the question is asked tonight. Are you marrying for love, or are you marrying for finances? We know that finances, regardless of how stable you think they are, could fall through. You
They
know,
could.
they could. So, what do we?
But I think by nature, women want security.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
security does not always come in the form of money.
that's right.
Because I have seen situations where she made the most money, but she was she didn't feel protected. She didn't feel like her husband cared enough to check the doors at night. She did that. She
Mm,
didn't feel like he cared enough to, baby, it's a storm. We had a storm coming, and we were
yeah,
all working together, and we was like, no, we need to call and counsel these patients and get out of here because it floods over here. So she called and told her husband it was raining and we were closing early. And he asked her why. And she said, because it floods over here, we don't want to get stuck. And he was like, I think that's a crazy thing. You should stay there till 5 o'clock. And if the weather get bad and you can't get out, don't be stupid enough to get out in the weather. Where everybody else's husband's response was, yeah, y'all need to get up out of there.
yeah,
Some husbands call before that and say, you need to leave before,
yeah,
I don't care what rule they got going on.
yeah,
You need to come home at 3 o'clock because
yeah,
they think the storm gonna hit at 5. So she
yeah,
never felt like he cared enough.
yeah.
So she didn't feel secure in her marriage in that way. I think women like to feel secure.
I do.
They want to know that their man got their back in every situation,
In
not
every
not
situation.
only money.
Yes, in
But
every
we
situation.
connect stability and security with finances.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
finances is not the total all and be all of security.
That's true. That's true. Cause marriages these are not standing the test of time anymore. They're not standing the test of time. Uh just another testimony, when you get to a point in the marriage, and you just we got our messages going on. We got Francisca that said, I'm still married, but God married. She married for love. We got Alicia that says, well, we'll see what that applied to. But hey everybody, how y'all doing? Okay, so
It gotta be love in the marriage. It just
it gotta
gotta
be
be.
love in the man. Okay, that's what I want to say. Let's explore the fact that, okay, let me give you the scenario. I'm gonna set it up for you. When your husband says you don't like the way I do stuff, then you need to find you somewhere to go. Your husband tell you to get out. A lot of times people don't understand, like Odessa was saying about stability. Sometimes men don't understand that if you remove the stability from a woman's life, it makes it does something to her. It changes something in her towards you, as far as respect, as far as um because you can't look at a person the same, because like you were saying, she didn't feel like he cared about her well-being. You know, you know what I'm saying? You put me in a position to be destitute, or to be in need. You get what I'm saying? So uh have you ever been in a situation like that where you felt like, okay, you might have loved that person, but I know I can't be with you because it's unstable? You ever felt
Yeah,
like that?
yeah.
Yeah.
And you have to choose yourself.
You have to. You have to. And sometimes you can't. Like people say, well, we gotta preserve this marriage, and we gotta work at this marriage, and we gotta this. But sometimes when the relationship, you got to be careful what you say to this person that says you're gonna be my best friend for the rest of my life. You are my confidant. You are my you. You know what I'm saying? If I
But
don't
it
have
takes
no,
two people.
it takes
It's
two.
two people in it, so it takes two people to keep it.
That's right. It takes
And
both people.
if he's saying those things or she saying those things, that's a re-evaluation time.
Yeah.
because you want to say a person that loves you and cares for you wouldn't say certain things to you. I mean, if
Yeah.
he felt that way, why would he tell you to get out of my house? I mean, it's something going on.
It's something
And
else,
it
which
takes
I
two
get
people. Yet you have to communicate. You have to first say, first of all, why would you say that? And second of all, where are we
that you,
that you would say that? You know,
yeah,
it's something missing
yeah.
because two
And
people can't. If one person can't work on it,
yeah,
it takes
yeah.
both people to want the unit to work on it to stay.
And you know what, when I went through that situation, and you were there while I was going through it, a lot of the nights that I laid in it, and because I had to find a place that I had to sleep on my sister's couch. You remember I had to sleep at her house, and
Yeah,
then everything was in storage. I mean, I went from living in a house to trying to figure out what I was going to do. And I think sometimes when people, like you said, some people already got a whole nother thing going on. So when they are throwing you away like yesterday's garbage, they ain't thinking about you. They're in a selfish mode. So for me, while I was going through that situation, um I'm sleeping at night and thinking, my mind, I'm trying to get my mind back stable. I'm trying to believe that I could come out of a situation. It took a lot of counseling, it took a lot of friends talking to me and helping me through it, but it never made um me and his relationship the same. I never could bounce back as far as trusting him with my life,
right.
trusting him with my stability, trusting him, to be a protector or a leader for my life. You have to know that when you do hasty stuff like that, it disrupts and it destroys. So you have to be careful what you say to your mate. You have to be careful because this person has signed on, right?
And was it hasty or was it something that was built up? I mean, we don't
Build,
know.
yeah.
We said, "Oh, he all of a sudden said that," but he might have been thinking some
You
things,
might
or
be thinking
he
that,
might have
yeah,
had some stuff build up from
yeah,
because he didn't talk about it.
yeah.
Because
Well, he talked.
if you slam the door
Yeah,
the first time, and I
yeah,
hate for you to slam the door, and I don't say that first time, please don't slam the door because it triggers me or this one. So I don't say anything. I just
yeah,
say, "Ooh, slam that door," and then he
yeah,
slams it five more times, and you
yeah,
still don't say anything.
yeah,
That's building up. And
yeah,
then you come in one day and the wind slams the door
yeah.
because, and then you go off. You're not going off on that one moment. You're going off on all those times the door was slammed and you never addressed it.
And never addressed it.
So to you, it looked like, oh, he just went off all of a sudden. No, that has been building up. And I don't believe in letting things, I have learned, let me put it like this, not to let things build up.
Yeah,
Address it when it happens because then there's no buildup. We can
yeah.
resolve that, and that won't be a problem.
And one thing I did learn about what I went through, God had to show me. This man had put you out a couple of times. So we walked back into this. We walked. It got easier and
It's
easier
true.
for him to tell me to
Right,
go somewhere.
right.
You know, you like it goes back to what you said. Go back to what you said.
Yeah.
Both people have to be tried. And look, and so once I was out of the situation, he was like, you need to come back. You need this, that, and the other. The more I left, the more value went that it lost
Yeah.
to be a
Right.
part of that unit. The
Right.
value just seeped out of that situation.
Right.
So you have to make sure that what you do, what you say,
So
you know.
did you get married for money, or did you get married? Did you get married for stability, or did you get married for love in
I got
that
married
particular
for
situation?
love. I got married for love, but he built a stable place. It's kind of like you build, like people be talking about a table. He built a table and then he kicked it from under me. Oh my God. So I married him because I loved him. And then the stability and everything he began to show me. And then one day, boom, he knocked that table from under me. And I went back, to be honest, I go back to when we dated. When we dated, I remember him saying this, and God brought it to my remembrance. Uh, I remember him telling me you can be replaced. So the foundation wasn't
But
even.
when he said that, what at that point, what was your thought?
I didn't. I
You
overlook.
ignored the red
You know
flag.
how we do. We overlook it because we
Yeah.
we in love. You ain't in love. You tripping. But anyway,
And you might be. I'm not gonna discount the love.
yeah, yeah. I
Just
mean,
is
you
that
come
wasn't the
out of
person
it,
for you.
right? But when you go through something and come out, and God started the healing process, and He began to show you. See right here. Remember
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
See right there. Remember that. See here. Remember this. And
Because you're
so,
thinking clear.
right. And that's a part of the healing process. When you
Hmm.
come out of, God helps you accept responsibility for your own stuff.
Yeah,
And you're no longer mad at the person. You move on,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But your foundation, I think this question we are asking tonight is about the foundation. It has to be founded on love. It has to be founded on love. And stability is not the money. Stability is, are we going to be there for each other through what did it say, sickness and health? We talked about these vows a couple weeks ago. Death do us
And
part.
they're not in the Bible, but love hides a multitude of
Yeah,
sin
a
is.
multitude, a
So when
multitude.
you love a person, you tolerate more.
Yeah, yeah,
So there's something about the love.
something.
I just don't think you should be in a loveless marriage. But
No,
it
no.
has to be from both parties. Because if you're in the marriage and one is loving, 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 and the other one is trying to figure out how to get out, you're not working toward the same goal.
That's right.
And that's not going to work.
That's right.
And
And
again, you
then
need to have the
too,
conversations before you get married.
that's true.
I always say define marriage to me. Define what it is, because if it don't look the same, you're not working toward the same goals.
That's true. That's
His
true.
his his definition of marriage might be I go to work and bring the money home. And your definition of marriage might be he go to work and you spend all the money. That ain't gonna work. It's two different goals.
Yeah.
But we don't talk about those things before we get married because we just be so in love.
Well,
But you gotta talk about it.
I wanna the last part of our cause I put, do you marry for love? Do you marry for financial stability,
Or
or
don't get
not
married at
at all,
all.
or not at all? I want to talk about the not at all.
Some people
because
choose not at all.
some people choose not at all because they see no reasoning for it. They see no reasoning for the actual signing a paper, getting in, moving into each other's house. They see no reason for it. And some people choose not at all because they feel like they don't have the responsibility or whatever. So,
Well, that depends on what age of life too. Because people that have been married or and maybe married a long time and are widowed or divorced or and if they have their stuff and you have your stuff. I mean, I heard a man the other day on TikTok saying he'll date you, but you're not coming to his house and you're not spending the night, nor is he coming to yours and spend the night with you. Y'all gonna date because he
mm,
doesn't want to risk losing anything and he didn't build what he has with you and you didn't build what you have with him. But this man is 55 years old,
yeah,
and that's his choice. He want to date, but he don't want. He said he'll never marry again. His was more for material and financial purposes. I don't want you helping me spend my pension. I don't want you in my house where me and my wife was. He happened to be a widower and had been, I think she had been deceased for 5 years. But I also know young people to say, why, like you said, why sign the paper? We live together. We doing everything that married people
yeah,
do. I don't see what the need, but it depends on what principles you live your life on. I always say that. And everybody don't live their life on the principles they may have been raised up on.
That's true. Now I saw a young lady, she posted a video and she said that her mother lived to her 90s. She never got married and she lived to her 90s. She said so she is not getting married. She said so she could live a long life. That's what she said.
Yes, and
She
she
said that
equated that with,
it makes no sense to get a career, to get a house, to take care of your own self, and then get married and give it all over to him to control and all that. Which brings me to what what Alicia posted. She said marriage is a male dominated institution where the man controls everything. Let's get into it. Let's get into it.
excuse
What you
me, she said marriage is what?
It's at the bottom of the screen. It said marriage is a male dominated institution where the man controls everything.
So with that, with the belief she has of what definition marriage is, she will probably never get married. Because in her mind, that's the definition of marriage. That's not my definition, but she's not operating on my definition. She's operating on her. So she will probably never get married.
Or God may send someone to show her a different way to be married, or a different that would show different. See, sometimes we just need to see different. We need to see different, experience different, and everything. And because I believe this, I believe, and I this is one of my sayings, one of mine. There's somebody for everybody.
I
There's
believe that.
somebody for everybody. Sometimes people will say, well, why don't you get mad at this person, that person, they got this, they moved on, they did, because it's somebody for everybody. And maybe I won't get married again, but maybe I will. Maybe
And
I'll find
maybe that's
my.
how she saw marriages in her circle. Because I know there was a preacher that said he don't like marriages. He don't like to do marriage ceremonies where there's no children. It's an era now where there's no children invited to the wedding. And
Yeah,
he has a problem with that because, especially in our community, because he says our children don't see enough positive black love. And
yeah,
there's a lot of people, it's a trend, they get married in their 40s, she has a career, he has a career, and they don't want children in the wedding. They don't want children to be involved. I've gone to several.
yeah,
And it's different because it's grown folks being the flower girl and
yeah,
grown folks. And he's like, you take the children away, so children don't grow up seeing people getting married and black love, and they didn't see their papa and them getting married because they weren't here. So you need to see somebody getting married. And then I thought about it. When I grew up, I was a flower girl in 2 weddings. And I grew up seeing weddings and going to weddings. And so in my mind, that was a happy time, and that's what people did. But we have kids that have never seen it. So they don't know anything about it but what they see on TV. And that's not the real deal.
and also you got kids who have been in a household with their mom and dad married, and they ain't had no good experience. They ain't seen nothing good
That's true.
with these two people. And
That's
every experience after that, all the way up to their adult life, has resembled that, because
right.
it's been repeating over and over like a broken record in their life. And that's why too it's important, and we pray that God gives you a different experience. So if
Right.
marriage is the way that you decide to go, you are making that decision freely and not out of necessity, not out of I'm getting older, I need to be married, but you're making it out of a pure place. You'll find your true partner, the person that you were meant to spend your life with, your best friend, your lover, your that person, but a lot of healing has to take place in your life in order to clear that road. A lot of people are hurt. A lot of people they've met that person, they have married that person, that they have buried that person, so they good, and it's nothing
That's
wrong
true.
with that. There's a lot of folks that just have made the decision that, hey, I do not want to spend I just don't want that type of relationship, commitment, or whatever. So what works for you is okay. Long as I feel like, long as it's made out of a healthy, um a healthy place. Because like I said, some people say, hey, my daddy beat the mess out of my mama. I don't want it. I saw my mama keep going back to my daddy. I don't want it.
Yeah.
So a lot of things we say, let's make sure that's what we're satisfied with and not what we have settled, or what we have just, you know, or we wrote that part off. We have to, you can give space for God to show you a better way of doing things, or a new love, or a new way relationships can go. How about that?
Sounds good.
Okay, so uh Alicia said she was married 20 years, so she says she good. No, she don't find
Yeah, there
it.
are people that do get married early in life and it lasts.
Yeah, and it lasts, you know I encourage people in marriage, if that's what you want to do. I never say, you better get married. Oh, y'all been together this many years and y'all ain't got married yet. I ain't that person. I ain't the one to tell you about getting married, because I promise you, getting married is easier than getting a divorce. I'm just gonna tell you, getting in it is easy.
And the
Okay,
wedding is wonderful, but the
you
marriage is what has to last. The
it
wedding
has to
is there.
last, and you need to, and I think we talked about this show before. Is she a wife right now? Is he a husband right now? Do he do husband stuff right now? Do he show up to fix something you say is broken? Do he take the trash out right now? Do he call and say, what you eat today? Did you eat? Do he
Yeah.
cash up you some money and say, go and get you something to eat? I'm at work right now. Do what
Yeah.
is it that
It
whatever it
doesn't start with I do. It's before I do.
is before I do. It's before and after and through and past I do. Past I do. But it's definitely to marry for money. Some people claim they'll be satisfied. But I've seen rich folk get a divorce. I'm just gonna tell you.
Yeah, that's
I'm
true.
just gonna tell you. They got all the
That's so
money,
true.
honey. They sneeze and they got, and I've seen them get a divorce. So I'm just telling you, you know. Let's see. Let's read some comments. We got a comment from Francisca. She says, I thought I would never be married, but I'd never be married, but again, but God. Amen. Hallelujah.
Mhm.
Let's look at, she said he did everything before I do. That's good. All right, friend. All right,
Okay, what
friend.
is that?
All right, friend. Let's see. That's good. That's how we got. Uh, 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 Apostle Sadie Elliott says, good topic. Okay. Let's see. Who else we got on here? Okay, and if you want to leave a comment, I see we got people on. If you want to leave a comment, leave the comment. We want to hear what you have to say. You know,
Yeah.
are you looking for, have you picked out the colors for your wedding? Do you know who he is? Sometimes you know who your husband is. Woo, Lord have mercy. Do you know where you want to have it? Do you want to do a destination wedding? We want to hear it. I want to know. Okay. How many years have you been married? How many years have you been single?
I
How
saw a couple at HEB yesterday. Joey and I drove up and parked, and this couple, and he was in a scooter, and she was walking behind him. And I looked at Joey and said, they've been married a long time. He said, how you know? I said, I can just look at them. And by the time I got into HEB, I ran into the lady because we were both getting a basket together. I said, I just got through talking about you. She said, you don't even know me. What you say? I said, I just want to know how long y'all been married because I told my fiance they've been married a long time. She said, girl, 42 years. There is just the connection. You can just see it sometimes. And they
yeah,
got married early.
yeah,
And they
yeah,
stayed. And she said, it's been a blessing, but it's work.
yeah. It's work.
That's how that was the whole
It's
conversation.
work. It's work. And you got to be in the right one to this. Listen, one of the words you don't want to ever use in your marriage is divorce. You
I
know,
agree.
you have to learn how to separate in the same house. We'll separate in the same house. You
Yeah. 'Cause
you got
you're not gonna agree on everything.
on everything, and you got to be willing to have uh, uh, a mediator. A lot of men don't. I don't want to go talk to nobody. I don't want to hit. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, all right. And even for those that are single, you counseling is good. Counseling is good. Ain't nothing wrong with having somebody to help you, or help you to deal with some past things, some moving
But
forward.
in our culture, that has not been taught.
Yeah,
So it takes some time to come to that frame of mind. Because some women don't want to go either. We go a little bit more willingly than the man because we have girlfriends and we're used to expressing and talking.
yeah, we
Men are
want
just
out.
not
Yeah,
because we gonna talk to somebody.
yeah.
Your sister, your auntie, your cousin, your best friend.
Your
Somebody
past.
will hear you because you have to vent. We vent.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
men don't do that. They keep a lot of stuff inside. So getting them to see a counselor, take some talking to and some convincing and some understanding. Because we have a lot of men that don't even want to go to premarital counseling, but you want to be
Not
married.
not at all. Don't even want to go. I don't need nobody to tell me if I should be married to you.
Right.
Come on. Counseling is good. Because the
It
Bible
is. It
say
is.
the Bible say to live with your wife with understanding, and wisdom. You need to know who you marrying. Men need to know who they marrying. You need to know what makes her smile. You need to know same thing with him. You need to know what disappoints her. You need to know what she don't like, what she like. You need to know all of these things before you decide that you're gonna walk down the aisle.
And I don't think
And
marriage counseling is for the pastor to say he ain't the one.
no,
Some
that
of the
no,
questions are for you to explore
yeah,
and learn more about the person that you're with.
that you
Or to
with. That's
say, if
right.
you're living by biblical principles, these are the principles that, I mean, it's a teaching tool more than just let me size him up and say, now he ain't good enough.
And
That's
it's
not the,
also marital counseling also is for the husband to say, like you said earlier, this is my view of marriage. This is what I
right.
expect. And for him to be able to say it to her, because it starts that first line of communication that goes beyond girlfriend and boyfriend, that
Right.
goes beyond my man, my woman. It goes over into uh like I ask people when they talk about getting married, I'm gonna say, what you gonna do if his teeth fall out? I ask the real question. What you gonna do if he can't go to that job anymore? What are you gonna do if she gets sick? What are you gonna do if you want kids, but what if you find out she can't have kids? I ask the real questions because that's real life, you know. But
That's true. And that's a good subject. Do you marry her? If
yeah,
you want
and
kids and she don't, do you still get married? That's the next
yeah.
question.
And coming out of that infatuation stuff, it's okay to be infatuated. Oh, he look good. Oh, he fine. Oh, he this and oh, he that. But what if if y'all Christian couple and y'all ain't had sex and then y'all get married and you find out he don't please you like he want to please you? Do you still want? Are you mad? Are you disappointed? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? I'm just saying.
You
These are
want
the
to. You
questions.
stay there. That's not a reason not to.
But the discussion got to happen though.
Well, yeah,
You
that's
you
true.
you got to explore that. It's some women that go through debilitating situations with their health where they can't take care of their business with their husband. Did y'all have that conversation? Are y'all, and that's a true test. Do we really love each other? That's a
Yeah.
real test right there. You know, that's a real test. Do we love each other? Or is this a real marriage? Is this a real marriage? It's a lot of folks. We talked about them in-laws. We talked about them in-laws last week. It's a lot of discussing that should go before we even you even get down on one knee. It's just stuff.
That's true. I agree.
Something need to happen, you know. Um, I listen. Look, I've had to bury a husband, and it's not it's another level. That's another level when you young, your husband gone, and you try, come on.
But you
Or
also had to care for him before he died. So then there's that aspect of it.
there's that aspect. So, and then the honesty. Are you honest enough to say, even when you meet someone and you find out later, when you're older and you're meeting people, they already got some stuff going on with them, high blood pressure, diabetes, uh,
Mhm.
probably can't see out of one eye. I about to go. It's some stuff happening. Sometimes women deal with alopecia, or they deal with cancer, or they deal with different things. Uh, are you really seeking a marriage, or are you just trying to find some? You got to check your
Another.
motives.
Yeah,
You got to check your motives. Woo! It's a good
that's a
topic.
good point. That was a good point.
Yeah, it's a good topic tonight. I really, I asked God, I said, Lord, I always say this, I'm looking for that one I can sit on the porch with,
You
you know,
always say that.
I'm looking for that one. I'm waiting on that one
You
that's going
gonna
to sit
roll
on the,
him to the porch? Would you be willing to roll him to the porch?
yeah, 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 yeah. See, I don't mind rolling him to the porch. I don't mind if he got to roll me. I listen, listen,
You
but
just
are
want to stay
you
on the porch.
right? But I need that one that's willing. Come on, I
Yeah.
need that one that y'all say ride or die. I don't want him to ride or die. I don't want to ride. I want that one that's ready to ride. How about that? How about that? So,
I got you.
any more comments? Anybody want to say anything before we get off the show? We'll give you a couple minutes. Odessa, you want to say anything to wrap up tonight?
I think it was a good topic, but I think it within anything, I think there must be love. I just do not believe in marrying strictly for stability.
Yeah,
That's just not
yeah,
my view.
yeah. That's deep. That's deep. That's deep. Because what do parents say, Odessa, when you go and talk about, can I have your daughter's hand in marriage? Boy, you got a job?
You gotta go.
You got somewhere to take her?
Yeah.
And what I didn't get into, which it got so good, I didn't get into was, what about the stay at home dad and the working mother? What do y'all
It's a
think
whole
about?
nother dynamic.
Yeah, it's a whole nother dynamic. We're gonna get into that because a lot of men say, "Oh man, you whooped. Oh man, you letting her take care of. Oh, you ain't a man." So we're gonna explore that. What do y'all
Some
think?
men don't feel like some men feel the same way.
Yeah,
I can't do that. I ain't gonna do that. I ain't no punk.
yeah, yeah. Well, we're gonna talk about it in an upcoming show. All right, y'all. Well, I guess it's in the comments tonight. My cousins on there say, "All right now, love you, Teresa. How you doing? How you doing?" Shout out to everybody that tuned in tonight. I'm going to drop a question in Sistas United. I have a My Gospel Soul mug that we're going to give away. So I need y'all to be watching that Sistas United page. I may post a question, or Odessa may post a question, and it's going to be from this show. Okay, so I need y'all to keep an eye out. I will put an alert on my page to let you know that what we're giving away and all that good stuff. Okay, so the first giveaway is a mug. Okay, first giveaway, it's already boxed and
I
ready
know
to.
the question.
Good evening, my gospel. It's 9 p.m.
9 p.m. All right, y'all. Remember
That's your
to,
alarm.
yeah, that's my alarm. Remember that without faith it's impossible to please God, but with God, all things are possible. Who cares? God cares. We'll talk to you on next week.
Bye
God
bye.
bless.